Hey guys, today I will be covering two patch notes, one from Tuesday, October 23rd, and the one that just came out today, October 24th of Wednesday. Keep in mind that this is for PC first, and I believe that this should be coming to console maybe Thursday, but I'm not sure since I'm not a dev for this game. If anything, follow the Lords of the Fallen account if you want a more accurate date on when the console patch should be coming out. Now, before I get into it, I want to thank you everyone so much for your amazing support to the channel. Because of you guys, I now have membership for my Shark emails as well as additional perks if you want to further support me. This is by no means necessary, but it is there for those of you who want to. I would greatly appreciate it. I will also be live streaming more here as well, so that way you can put those Shark emotes to use. Okay, so for Tuesday, October 24th, which patch note .234, it says here, "Greeting lamp bearers, thanks to our latest patch, we're pleased to confirm that yesterday our lowest percentage of players to date experienced crash-related issues. This fills us with joy as we see that our team's hard work based on your Sentry report is paying off. At Hexworks, we continue to work diligently on various improvements, and we are actively gathering feedback from the community as we work on the changes we recently announced. You can read more about those changes here." Now let's dive into the details of today's patch. Alright, so it says here, New Game Plus. In addition to the existing option to move to New Game Plus 1, we've added the option to move to New Game Plus 0 from Vestiges due to popular demand. So what that means here for New Game Plus 0 is that's the one if you want to keep all the Vestiges. If you want it to slowly go away as you progress further into the New Game Plus 1, Plus 2, etc., that's the path if you want it to go away. I hope that makes sense. Now, for optimization, it says here, we conducted an additional optimization pass on the Reins of Sword used by a boss known for its melancholic nature. Remove a few textures that was always loaded to reduce VRAM usage. Now for gameplay, we have seeing people play, we realized that the Umbral Egg had too much priority for lock-on, so we reduced their priority so that other enemies are locked on before the eggs. Thank goodness. I've definitely noticed that issue too, and sometimes like we don't really think about it when we're playing the game, but like it's not until you see the patch notes here and it's like, yeah, that happens way too often than not. It's like I want to prioritize the enemies instead of the eggs in order to, you know, kill whatever it is. Also, when sprinting, there is no need to press the sprint button after jumping, falling, or rolling. The player continues sprinting. Oh my god. This one right here, I'm so thankful for this one, because if you guys were in my live stream the other night on Twitch, you would have seen that I was trying to light one of these braziers or whatever, and I kept dying over and over again. It had to have been more than 20 plus times. I was trying to get the sprint, but I didn't. It was just a skill issue. You know what? It was a skill issue. Now for AI, Totem Parasite Spawn Box Tweak. Some were triggered from too far in the Sunless Skein. Womb of Despair giving the Umbral Parasite an immortal effect on a coward has been changed to a Totem Parasite giving the immortal buff to all enemies in that zone in the training area at the Pilgrim's Perch. Added a leashing volume to the Mendacious Visage encounter in Thief of the Chill Cursed City to prevent the player from luring them away to an area where they can get stuck. A patch of Nev Mesh was missing in Lower Calrath. Under very specific circumstances, the crossbowman was sometimes able to shoot in almost 180 degrees. The Scarlett Shadow now does not die from fall damage and is immune to Soul Flay, and also detects the player's position better when the player moves out of reach. So for all of you guys that have been doing after they patched the AFK farm for the Scarlett Shadow, in a way, air quotes here, cheese him. So now, well, it's not possible to do that, but I'm sure players will figure out another alternative, but we'll see. Now for bosses, it says, we observed players consistently exploiting the blind spot behind the Congregator of Flesh, specifically behind his right leg. He was not pleased about this, so after an extensive Discord call with him, our designers agreed to teach him a new trick, Beware. Wow, I can't believe they're actually changing stuff like this too to the bosses. So now I'd imagine he's probably gonna turn around and swipe at the players or whatever. And then Spurn Progeny cannot be soul flayed during certain moments of his animation as before. So it seems like for bosses, they definitely gave him a buff here. And then for Collision, we have a bunch of different ones here that you can read further into, as well as UI. Spamming the escape key could provide access to undesired subscreens, such as a photo mode or others. We are now preventing spamming by allowing the opening of only one single desired screen. Runes in the inventory are now stackable to help with organization and maintain a clear inventory. Yes, we need more of that. Like, we need those little quality of life things for sure. So I can appreciate that. Now we're gonna move on to patch 0.243, which came out just earlier for me, October 25th of Wednesday. It says here, greeting lamp bearers, welcome to the latest patch notes. We are thrilled to have you here as we continue our journey to enhance the game based on your feedback. With this patch, we're excited to bring you another host of improvements, tweak and features revisions that we believe will make your time in our world even more enjoyable. New Game Plus. To access both New Game Plus 1 and New Game Plus 0 from the anchor, we changed the text to start new adventure. We observed that some players were confused and hesitant to select New Game Plus because it might have seemed like only plus 1 was the option. We have made it more user friendly. I haven't even gotten there yet, so I'd imagine that this is a nice change and it's much more clear for players to understand. Now for vestiges are now disappearing gradually on each New Game Plus loop. So in New Game Plus 1, only 9 are removed. In New Game Plus 2, 14 are removed. And in New Game Plus 3, there are no vestiges left except for the Skyrest Bridge and Adir's Shrine. There you go. So I think from the previous patch that I was just read, it was a little bit confusing. So now it's much more clear for any of you guys that may have been wondering about the New Game Plus changes. Now for optimization, we have some PC stuff here, which for console users, this doesn't matter to you. Then for gameplay, we made slight adjustments to the player sprint animation to give it a more grounded look. So at the moment, I have yet to even boot up the game since seeing the patch notes. I'm trying to cover it for you guys, but then I'll boot up the game afterwards and you'll see the footage in the video. Okay, so for bosses, we have improved visibility of ice crystal shards of a certain boss to help players identify threats more easily. I wonder which one could that be. I think there are several ice bosses maybe, but I could be wrong. Now for AI, enemy density adjustments have been made in the following location: Red Copse, Sanctuary of Baptism, Pilgrim's Perch, Forsaken Fen, Fitzroy Gorge, and Lower Cal Raft. Please note that these adjustments only apply to New Game 0. The game is still highly challenging, so you'll need to, air quotes here, get good. So for those of you that were complaining in the comment section about how they made this game easier, you still have your challenge here. Then there's fixed an issue in Pilgrim's Perch where a hollow brother at the Sanctuary of Baptism was not respawning under certain circumstances, as well as adjust the region scaler for different marksmen at Pilgrim's Perch to ensure that they are properly balanced in terms of difficulty. Then for Collision, we have some fixes there that you can read. And then for visuals, we have fixes and adjustments there as well. And then for UI, we have a potential crash has been fixed where if for any reason your inventory contained an invalid item, the game could crash. And then vestige ceilings displayed in the equipment menu are now refreshed at a faster rate to prevent false positives. That's nice. Now for quality of life. New items now feature a small icon to indicate that they are newly acquired. Oh my god, thank goodness, because it's funny because if any of you guys stopped by my live stream earlier on YouTube, I actually talked about this. So it's nice that they've made that adjustment so we can see. I appreciate you devs for doing that. And then on Steam Deck, the introduction of a password input is now more ergonomic, utilizing Steam's virtual keyboard. So that wraps up the patch notes from yesterday as well as today. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care.